Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack some fascinating source material, and today we're diving into something called VAL. Now, at first glance, you might think, okay, League of Legends team comp, but it's actually, well, it's a lot more than just that.
Yeah, it really goes beyond the game mechanic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So our sources today are these incredibly detailed notes. They lay out this specific LOL team champion by champion strategy,
Yeah.
the works. But then there's also this other part, a hypothetical design for Val herself as a single champion. Really cool stuff. So our mission, if you will, is to unpack how you can take this essence of a persona, think discipline, aggression, leadership, resilience, and see how it gets, distilled. First through 5 different characters working together, and then how all of that could be embodied in just one complex champion.
It's a fascinating exercise in translation, really, from philosophy to action.
Right. It's not just about winning the game. It's about how these core ideas show up, how game rules can become this powerful metaphor for growth, for strategy. Okay, let's get into it. Let's start with the team comp document. It talks about Val's 2024 identity and then this 2025 evolution reflected in the champion picks. So how do these champions embody Val beyond just their roles?
Well, that's the core of it. Each pick isn't just tactical. They're chosen because they represent a facet of Val. It's like building a personality profile with champions. So, take Fiora, top lane. She stands for Val's refusal to accept mediocrity.
Okay.
Her whole vibe is precision, pride. You know that quote, "You are not worthy of my blade"? That sums it up.
Yeah, definitely Fiora.
She reflects that 2024 identity, self-sufficient, unrelenting, uncompromising, and chasing mastery. She's that early solo climb, the discipline forged alone.
Makes sense. What about the jungle? Vi.
Yeah, she channels Val's grind mentality. Think, discipline, tempo, relentless motion.
Punch first, ask questions while punching. Classic.
Exactly. She sets the pace, crushes obstacles. She's focused, aggressive, never stalled by doubt. Vi is the grind, the momentum built quietly, behind the scenes.
Okay, got it. Mid lane, Irelia. How does she fit in?
Irelia mirrors the 2025 evolution. She's described as core fire, balanced rebellion.
Balanced rebellion, I like that.
Yeah, and her quote, "My dance has no room for fear," points to that mix of emotion and elegance, structure and spontaneity. She reflects Val becoming disciplined, resilient, but also able to redefine things just by being there. Irelia is the breakthrough when structure, identity, purpose all click together.
Interesting. So she's a bit more complex than the first two, maybe.
In a way, yeah. Represents that next stage.
Yeah.
Then you have the ADC, Samira. She's Val's flair unleashed.
Flair unleashed, okay.
Qualities like elegance under fire, defiant and dazzling. And that line, "If you run, you won't see me stab you."
Ah, yeah, that's Samira.
She thrives in chaos, embodies that rebellious charisma. Style, but without surrender. Elegance forged in fire. She's rebellion turned into confidence, where pressure becomes performance.
Okay, rounding it out with support. Leona.
Leona anchors it all. She represents Val in leadership. Traits are strength as service, leadership through presence.
The sun always rises. Very fitting.
Right. It highlights her role initiating, protecting, sacrificing. She leads not by dominance, but by, gravity, pulling things together. She's the legacy, the one who builds, shields, guides others.
Wow. So when you put them all together, Val's climber's journey from internal struggle to shared ascent, that's actually quite profound for a team comp.
It really is. It goes way beyond just mechanics. It maps out this journey.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because this journey directly informs their strategy, which the notes call coordinated aggression with iron discipline. How does that play out?
It's about the climb in motion. So early game, first 15 mins or so, the focus is control through discipline.
Okay.
You've got V applying targeted pressure, Fiora playing reserve but ready to punish mistakes top, Irelia farming carefully mid, and then Leona and Samira as this potent kill lane bot. Explosive synergy there.
So the goal is...
Get V and Leona active, establish mid control, and make sure Fiora gets her items safely. Set the tempo early.
Right. And the mid game. 15-25 minutes.
That's the turning point. Fiora starts her split push. She becomes this major threat on a side lane, forcing the enemy to react to split their focus.
Creates pressure.
Exactly. Meanwhile, the core trio V, Leona, Irelia, they roam, look for picks, secure objectives like dragon or towers. Samira, with Leona nearby, becomes the execution engine in fights.
And the focus is objectives kills.
Yeah, controlled aggression, take map advantages over just chasing kills.
Got it. Late game. 25 minutes plus. The summit.
Yeah, the summit. Fiora is now win condition #1. He keeps up that intense split-push pressure. The other four, V, Irelia, Leona, Samira, group up for powerful team fights. V's role shifts a bit, either peeling, protecting Samira or Irelia, or disrupting the enemy team. Irelia acts as a flank assassin, looking to dive onto their key targets.
So the focus becomes divide and conquer.
Precisely. Pressure them everywhere.
To really understand this, the doc dives into laying goals and mentality for each champ. These individual mindsets seem key to the whole thing. What are those like?
They're direct reflections of Val's traits. For Fiora top, the mentality is literally, test me.
Huh, perfect.
Her goal: farm up, get her items, avoid dying early, punish mistakes. Once she hits her items Ravenous, Hydra, Trinity, or Stride Breaker, the source calls it 1v1 God mode.
Right, that uncompromising mastery.
Exactly. Late game, she's win condition #1. Then V in the jungle. If you hesitate, I'll hit first.
Aggressive.
Very. Goal is smart pathing, punish weak lanes. Her power spike hits at level 6 with her ult and Divine Sunderer. Late game, she's either peeling or punishing clawed out enemies.
Okay, Irelia mid.
Mentality. My style is violence disguised as dance.
Ooh, evocative.
Right. Goal is survive early, which can be tricky for her, then look for those all-in moments. Power spike comes with Blade of the Ruined King and her mythic item. Late game, she's that flanker, punishing squishies.
And Samira the ADC.
Her mentality: make every kill a performance. Goal is farm safely behind Leona, positioned super carefully. Power spike, immortal shield bow plus collector. Late game role, executioner, finishing fights.
Makes sense. And Leona, the support.
Hold the line. Simple, strong. Her goal is engage whenever possible, protect Samira early. Power spike is huge at level 6 with her ult, plus getting Locket of the Iron Solari. Late game, she's often the shot caller initiating the plays.
So you have these distinct roles and mentalities. How do they actually mesh together? What are the key synergies? It feels like that's crucial for the shared ascent idea.
Absolutely. The synergies are vital. You get V plus Leona for dual initiation, just relentless lockdown potential.
Right, chain CC.
Exactly. Then Irelia plus V for more chain CC and dive pressure onto key targets. Samira plus Leona is obviously a classic bot lane synergy, perfect for Samira's passive.
Yep.
And Fiora plus V combines that split push threat from Fiora with V's ability to control objectives elsewhere, forcing tough decisions.
Okay, but no team's invincible. What are the weaknesses? Where could this climb stumble? And what are the absolute must-haves, the win conditions?
Good point. The doc notes it requires communication and trust. One wrong move, one hesitation, and the whole thing can fall apart.
High execution required.
Definitely. Another weakness is low magic damage. They rely heavily on physical damage and that aggressive tempo. If that stalls, they can struggle.
In the win conditions.
Pretty clear cut. Fiora split if the enemy can't match her 1v1. The Irelia Samira combo for bursting down targets in teamfights. Leona picks, catching someone out to force an objective, and sometimes an Irelia carry if she just snowballs out of control early.
And who do they generally like playing against? And who gives them trouble?
They're generally strong into teams with low mobility squishies, teams without a good answer to split push, or teams that like to group up and fight melee range because this comp loves to lock those down. They're weak into heavy disengage or peel comps, teams that can stop them from getting onto their targets. Also, point-and-click hard CC is tough, and so are burst poke comps that can whittle them down before a fight even starts.
Interesting point about long game versus fast end. It says, Team Val can do both, but thrives in mid-game dominance.
Yeah.
So they really want to seize control around that 15-20-minute mark.
That's the sweet spot. Take control then, use that momentum, and close out with clean, macro play smart map movements, objective focus.
It really comes back to that final thought in the doc. This is not just a team. It's a philosophy on the rift.
Exactly. Each champ represents a piece of Val. Disciplined, ambitious, forged through struggle. This team does not flinch. It does not stall. It climbs together. It's a powerful metaphor built into game strategy.
So if you can distill a philosophy into a team like this, what happens when you try to condense all of that into one character? How does that whole essence translate into a single champion design? Which brings us perfectly to the second source. What if Val was a League of Legends champion?
Right. So this hypothetical champion is named Val, the Relentless Climber. And her quote really sets the tone. The summit doesn't grant permission. You earn it.
Ooh, I like that.
Her whole aesthetic and symbolism is meant to blend that dualist discipline with the commander's aura. She's envisioned from Doriconia, a place of sacred peaks, wielding a modular polearm.
Modular polearm. Okay.
Yeah, and visually imagine Camille's elegance, Fiora's poise, Leona's presence, but with this undercurrent of Irelia's energy. It's a real mix, reflecting the different team members.
That's a complex visual.
Yeah.
Where would she play? What's her role?
Primarily top or mid lane. Functioning as a fighter, good in extended fights, but with elements of a vanguard. Someone who can initiate and soak some damage. She'd have a stance-switching mechanic for adaptability and deal hybrid damage, scaling based on need.
So this relentless momentum, the climb, is her core identity. How does her kit, her abilities, actually reflect that philosophy?
Her philosophy and play identity is absolutely centered on momentum. She might start a bit slower, but once she gets going, gets climbing with her kit, she becomes incredibly hard to stop. The abilities reward clarity, timing, grit. It's about refined power, no wasted motion, no indulgent cooldowns.
Okay, let's break down the kit. How do the abilities connect back to the team?
All right, so her passive is the climb. Val gains stacks, climb stacks for hitting enemies, dodging skills, parrying damage successfully.
Okay, building momentum.
Exactly. At 3 stacks, her next basic ability, Q, W, or E, gets empowered, giving her bonus move speed and tenacity resistance to crowd control. At 6 stacks, she hits Ascension, temporary bonus resistances, adaptive damage boost. The quote tied to it is perfect. Each motion a foothold, each choice a grip.
I see the climb metaphor directly there. What about her Q?
Her Q is Summit Strike. It's a forward thrust, slows the enemy. If she uses it right after a dodge or cleanse, it knocks them up instead.
Nice.
The empowered version. It becomes a dashing lunge that deals true damage to shields.
Ooh, shield breaking. That's valuable. Inspired by Fiora's precision, maybe Camille too.
Yeah, exactly, that feel. Then her W is hold the line, break the line. This is her stance switch.
Okay.
Hold the line is defensive. She can parry incoming damage, heal herself slightly, and slow nearby enemies. Think Fiora's riposte meets Leona's resolve.
Right.
Break the line is aggressive.
Yeah.
An area slash that reduces enemy healing. Anti-heal built in.
Versatile. What's the E?
E is Pathmaker's Pact.
Yeah.
This is cool. She can mark terrain or enemies as footholds. Moving towards them gives her stacking move speed and tenacity.
So mobility based on positioning.
Yep. And she can reactivate it to vault to the marked target, dealing AoE damage. The empowered version grants her a shield on landing. It feels like a blend of Camille's hookshot, V's engage, and Irelia's dashing.
That sounds complex, but potentially very strong. And her ultimate, ascend.
Her R, Ascend. It consumes all her climb stacks to create this zone called the Summit. Inside, allies get tenacity and lifesteal.
A supportive ult.
Partly, but also controlling. Enemies trying to leave the zone get slowed and silenced. And Val herself gets a big boost. Adaptive damage, armor magic penetration, move speed. It's not just a nuke, the source says. It's a statement.
Wow. Like Leona's presence, Irelia's defiance, maybe Sona's aura effect too?
Exactly. Those kinds of inspirations. A commanding zone control ultimate.
That is a very intricate kit. So strengths, weaknesses.
Strengths. Definitely a mid-late game queen. Once she gets going, especially with 2 items and max W, she'd be incredibly tough. Great against teams without bursts or predictable engages, flexible build paths too.
And weaknesses?
Vulnerable to poke damage, chipping her down, and susceptible to early burst before she can get her defenses up. And definitely hard to master. High skill floor and ceiling with the stance switching, parries, stacking.
If you had to compare her, who's closest? But what makes her unique?
You'd see echoes of Irelia, Camille, maybe Leona, Set, Fiora in there.
Right, the inspirations.
But what makes her unique, according to the source, is how she fuses personal growth, that climbing mechanic, with team leadership aspects from the ult, and real macro impact. She's not just a fighter, she's described as a battlefield ethos.
A battlefield ethos. That's a strong statement. Do they give any voice line examples?
Yeah, a few that really capture her persona. Things like, you don't get stronger waiting at the base. You brought numbers, I brought standards.
Ooh, sharp.
Every wound is a waypoint, and my favorite, want my title, climb for it.
Love that last one. Really nails the relentless climber idea. So what's her overall team identity as a champion? How does she change how a team plays?
A team with Val scales through clarity. She brings that focus and direction as the game goes on. She loves engage and skirmish comps teams that want to fight.
Makes sense.
Struggles against heavy poke or disengage that keeps her at bay. She's also pitched as an ideal pick when maybe Fiora or Irelia are banned, and you need that strong presence who can lead from the front, set the pace, or split push effectively.
And that, I think, brings our deep dive full circle. From this intricate team composition reflecting a persona to a single champion designed to embody that entire philosophy, Val, the relentless climber.
It's a fantastic illustration of deep character design, isn't it? Every ability, every strategy, every theme tying back to that core identity, the climber's journey, forged through struggle and discipline. It shows how game systems can be metaphors for so much more.
Absolutely. And it leaves you thinking, if every challenge is a climb and every choice is a foothold, what personal climb are you on right now? And maybe what champion traits, discipline, resilience, leadership, maybe even that balanced rebellion are you bringing to reach your own summit? Something to ponder. How do you define your own philosophy on the rift of life?
A great question to end on.
Until next time, keep climbing.